Hello, my name is Phalafel, and we're back with Season 2, do we want to call it seasons? I don't know. Season 2 of Phalafel Builds, where we focus on my new Calamity Ganon cosplay, starting with an LED Guardian Sword. So you can use all these techniques for your own advanced LED prop that you're working on now, so let's get into it. Alright, back at it again with Phalafel Builds, the pattern. So we're going to start with taping together some scrap pieces of paper using masking tape to the desired length of the sword, to our own proportions. There we go. Then using a pencil, we're going to start by drawing a center line that we base the length and all of the outer edges towards, and then we start freehanding the pattern, looking at a lot of reference photos. Here's one that I was using. I use different reference points and compare distances to each other. So let's say the left side of the hill doesn't go past the large spiky point, and these spikes on the right are an inch away from, etc., etc. That way you can kind of puzzle together the proportions. You can also print out a picture to scale of the prop that you're making. I just like going through the shenanigans and foolery. Then I go ahead and I outline my pencil markings with a marker to have a very clear shape for the pattern. Using masking tape, I tape up some center points again just to make sure it doesn't fall apart. Please do this. I cut out the pattern using scissors, and there you go, voila! It's all good, and oh, she gone. All right, ooh, we back. Using a light gray marker, transfer the pattern onto foam, and then mirror this pattern onto the other side. This is LED foam, provided by Cosplay Supplies. Thank you so much. This is transparent foam so that the lights will shine right through. Then with an X-Acto blade, I'm going to cut out the foam at a 45-degree angle so that you have a beveled edge. These are going to kind of be the outer points of the sword. We'll call them buns, if you will. These are the buns. And look at that, you get, okay, oh. Now we're gonna do this a final time, but you're gonna make it about a 1/4 inch thicker, like a 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're gonna straight cut this pattern. This piece will be sandwiched in between the two bevel pieces. This is like the chicken patty of the sword, if you will. And then we're gonna trace out and then cut about a 1/4 inch piece off of the chicken patty, the middle part that we have. And this is going to be where the LED strip lies. And you see how it fits right in the middle? Cool. Cool. So then using contact cement, we're just gonna add this to the outer edges of the bottom bun, if we're sticking with the sandwich analogy. Apply contact cement all around. After 15 minutes, you piece the two together and they become one. And then with an X-Acto knife, I'm going back in and I'm just cleaning up some of the edges of where the 2 points meet so that it's more flush together. Alright, now here's me. Look at me looking all official like I know what I'm doing. Here's where we get into the tricky part of this build, wiring and coding the LEDs. I have a full soldering kit that I got off of Amazon. I'll try to link it in the description below. So it comes with a soldering iron, some solder tweezers, a stand, a desolderer for when you fuck up, which I did a lot. Some other things that I had separately, an on-off switch, red and black wire, helping hands, which is like a holder that has 2 sets of clamps and a mirror, so that, not a mirror, what? A magnifying glass so that you can better see what you're doing. And then I have materials from Adafruit, which is this great website. If you know the bare minimum, I know even less than that. Adafruit has their own Guardian Sword tutorial. They do list all the materials that I'm using. So here's hooking up LEDs for dummies. It's me, I'm dummy. There is the Adafruit Trinket M0, which is a programmable circuit board which tells the LEDs what to do. The Trinket Li Poly backpack, which holds onto the on-off switch, as well as the battery, the one that Adafruit suggests is rechargeable. And the NeoPixel strip, an LED strip that each light on it can shine any color as opposed to a 3-wired red, green, blue strip. The single light LED strip is necessary for this tutorial. The one that I'm using is 1 meter long, and all of these materials can be easily purchased on Adafruit's website. So the easiest part, the battery is just going to clip right into the battery port on the backpack. It's super easy, you just plug it in. To set up the on-off switch, first you have to use an X-Acto knife to cut away at this little line that you see right here that connects the two on-off pins together. By scratching out this line, it'll allow you to toggle on and off. And then with your solder and wires, you wire one end into the top pin and then one end to the bottom pin. Then you want to connect the actual backpack to the circuit board. So you're going to solder a wire from the USB pin on the trinket to the 5V pin on the backpack. The circuit board will actually talk to the backpack and acknowledge the fact that there is a on-off switch as well as a battery. To connect the battery so it actually powers the circuit and the LED strip, you want to connect both the wire from the LED that is labeled 5V and a wire from the battery pin on the backpack into the battery pin on the trinket MO. You want to do the same for the ground, so you're going to connect the ground wire that is labeled on the LED strip and the ground on the backpack to the ground pin in the trinket. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what ground does, but you do this as well. And then you're gonna take the last wire that you have on your LED strip, I believe it's DIN, and you're gonna connect that to pin 4 on the circuit, which is gonna control the actual coloring. Boom, bada boom, bada bing, you have your wires set up for your circuit. All you have to do at this point is connect a micro USB to your computer. It has to be a micro USB that transfers data though. It can't be one that just charges anything. And then you're gonna open up Arduino. Arduino is a free coding program that you can get online. I'm going to link in the description again Adafruit's tutorial on which add-ons you need to download in order for Arduino to recognize the different Adafruit products like the Trinket MO and the NeoPixel strip. Adafruit also in that same tutorial has the actual code itself that you can just copy and paste right into Arduino. It makes that even easier. Since they use more pixels in their tutorial, I'm going to show you where I altered the numbers so that it matches the meter-long NeoPixel strip. So the meter-long NeoPixel strip has actually 70 LEDs. I believe the tutorial has 130 or so. So here in color segments, I want the first 13 to be orange and then the last 57 to be blue pixels. I also changed the actual number of pixels right there, you can see, to 70. I believe this is the code to instruct the lights how to glow so that it doesn't turn on all at the same time. Here, the first 13 pixels, make them orange, starting from the number 0. That's the actual color RGB code. And then fill up the last 57 with the blue, starting at 13. So these are the numbers that I altered in order to glow the way I want. Then under tools, I have the board set to the Adafruit Trinket MO. Then you want to verify to make sure that your code actually makes sense. And then hit upload, and it'll upload it right into your circuit board. And boom, you have lights. Look at it, that took me so long to figure out. So after this great success in Phalafel history, I cut out this battery space through all 3 layers of the foam because we're gonna cover it with more foam afterwards. I'll show you in a little bit. But then I placed the LEDs in for a test.
What is that?
And it's looking good. I cut out a 1/4-inch strip of foam from just the middle layer, not all the way through like for the battery. And this will be for a 1/4-inch wooden dowel rod that I put in so that the sword is sturdy. Then using hot glue, I just glue the rod right in. And this is what the inside looks like. Then I go in and continue to cut out space for the circuit boards. Then I cut out 2 more LED foam pieces to make covers for the battery and circuit so that I can easily access them later in case I need to fix a circuit or change the battery. Oh, flip it. Oh, there she is. Okay. Great job. And then I use that sheer foam that you use for packing plates when you're moving. And I use that to diffuse the light so that you don't see the individual LED dots. It kind of spreads out the light a little bit. Then I glue on the very top bun finally and Dremel the sides so that it's one even blade. I hate dremeling. Now here's a cool thing. Here is craft foam that has an adhesive back to it. So the back is sticky and it sticks right onto the foam, so I use this for the top designs. And after you prime it, you don't have to worry about it peeling off because it's pretty much stuck on there. And then using a heat gun, we're gonna seal the foam to prep it for priming and painting. The great folks at Cosplay Supply provided me also with Flex Bond, which is a great primer for foam. It's a great primer because it's flexible, so there's no cracking, and it doesn't yellow the LED foam at all when you put it on. So using Flex Bond and a wet paintbrush, I brush on about 3 different coats onto the sword. It's also water soluble, so if you see visible brush strokes, which is rare for Flex Bond, but it does happen, just re-wet it easily with your finger and smooth it back out. And then after that, I apply a thin layer of white paint to cover up all of the contact cement glue stains. And lastly, I add some Velcro for the cover on the front so that you can easily take it on and off to adjust the battery and circuit board. And there she is. You now have your own guardian sword. Think about all the heroes that you can just slice through with this thing now. Makes life so much easier. Or afterlife if you're dehydrated. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. You can follow me on Instagram, Phalafel Cosplays, Twitter, Phalafel Cosplay, no S because they won't let me have it, Facebook, Phalafel Cosplays. Big thanks to Cosplay Supplies for providing the LED foam and the Flex Bond in this tutorial. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you again so much for watching. Okay, bye!